Welcome to Anti-Woke and Autistic. Marissa Matthews is a fat acceptance, fat activist on TikTok. Somebody once wrote a comment to her that she's very unhappy or miserable or has a lot of problems or something like that. And her retort to that was her answer to that was posting a video, which was a compilation of a bunch of videos of her or stills of her acting very happy, like she appears to be at Disneyland or festivals or parties, outside activities and stuff like that, where she's dancing and jumping or whatever. Well, not really jumping, obviously, but just figuratively, you know what I mean. Just having a good old time, as though to say, well, if you could be happy at Disneyland or at an amusement park, then that means you must be happy in life. No, it doesn't mean you must be happy in life. You could be the most miserable wretch in the world and still have a happy day at somebody's birthday party or at a festival. Those are just snapshots in time and don't mean you're living a happy life. Nice try, Melissa. So anyways, she insists that she's very happy, but then she posts this video. Watch this.
Now, I'm not upset right now because of this person's comment, but I'm just dealing with shit in my life right now. And my mental health is shit. And then I come on here and I just want to scroll aimlessly to forget my own shit. And then I always have to see the dumb stuff like this. Like, it's just.
She's talking about all her shit and seeing the dumb stuff like this, referring to comments that aren't in praise of her. So in other words, she thinks everybody owes her attraction. She thinks everybody owes her praise and worship. She thinks everybody should think she's a queen or something like that. She thinks she's special, and if you don't think she's special, she thinks you're shitting on her, and she gets all teary-eyed and crying about it. And she's not faking this for views. You'll see that actual tears are coming from her eyes. Unless she's an exceptionally talented, skilled actress, those are real tears. I find it highly believable that this is the real deal here, and that the fake deal are all those videos of hers portraying herself as very happy and very confident and just living the good life. That's the fake stuff. This is the real stuff. She finally broke down, burned out, and felt compelled to post what she's really all about. She probably regrets it, but the video, at least at the time of this filming here, is still up. She's letting comments from complete strangers, even though she has quite a few followers, but she's letting comments from complete strangers shatter her. That means she has very low self confidence, very low self esteem, very poor mental health, that she's going around telling people how to live their lives, namely telling fat people, fat women, how they should be happy, how they can be happy, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And very sadly, many of her followers think she's an inspiration and think she's wonderful and think she's great. You should read the comments, some of the comments to this video of hers. There are people who actually think or see her as a role model. Those people must be even further down from the bottom of the barrel.
I really do hate winter anymore and this time of year. And my birthday's coming up and I'm very anxious. Anyway, whatever. But I just hate that I have a note placed online for me to go that is a safe space. Where
If she wants a safe place, first of all, why is she seeking a safe place? Is she being continuously chased by monsters or something? If she wants a safe place, she should go to the gym. And I'm serious. Let's face it, anybody who regularly goes to the gym will tell you that the gym is one of the most unlikely areas or environments that you will see somebody being harassed. People get harassed in public, they get harassed in classrooms, in hallways, in business buildings, on the street, they get harassed at parties. That's where people get harassed. They get harassed inside their own homes, they get harassed in parks. People don't get harassed in gyms except very, very, very rarely. When that happens and it's brought to the attention of the manager, almost always something's done about it. But when you go into a gym, it's definitely a place where it's a safe place. It's extremely unlikely, just extremely, extremely unlikely that a gym could ever be an unsafe place for a fat woman. Now, when I say safe and unsafe, of course, I'm talking about being harassed, being poked fun of, being ridiculed, being openly pointed to and stared at and laughed at and just mocked and the whole nine yards. What happens to fat women in public, like on the street, where they might get some ridicule, a car goes by and you hear some guys in there oinking at them or going moo, or cracking a joke or hey, land whale or something like that. That stuff does not happen at the gym. Now, am I saying that gym members don't whisper to each other? Oh my gosh, look at that woman over there on the treadmill. She's huge. I've never seen somebody that huge inside a gym. Well, of course there's going to be talk like that. Of course. What do you expect? Humans are hardwired to notice something that's different, that's beyond the norm. So, of course, that's normal, and you just have to accept that. But you're not going to hear it unless you have bionic ears. People just don't talk that way deliberately within earshot of fat people when they're in the gym environment. It's exceedingly rare. They'll talk that way deliberately in earshot on the streets or in the school hallways, at the workplace, places like that, at an ice cream shop, at a donut shop. Does she really need those donuts? That's where the ridicule occurs, not at a gym. One of the safest places for people like Marissa Matthews to go to is a gym. And I don't want to hear, well, not everybody could afford a gym. You could afford Planet Fitness. It's like something like 27 or 25 bucks down, and then like 10 or 11 bucks a month for the most simple or basic membership. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need a sauna. You just need the equipment. 10 or 11 or 12 bucks a month. That's the same price as a big bag of munchies and a big soda. Come on, don't say you can't afford it.
I always have to worry about running into this shit and this fat phobia, and I hate it. Like, I hate being fat because of this.
She always has to worry about running into shit. Of course, the shit she's referring to is a comment that doesn't show praise towards her. You'd think, something, if she wasn't identifying what the source of her distress was, you'd think she was worried about every time she steps out her apartment or wherever she lives, she might get hit by a bullet. People who live in crime infested areas, who literally are afraid to go outside because there's gangs and whatnot, even they often don't behave this way. They just get tough and try to make the best of it. She's breaking down over some comments to her TikTok videos. This is a classic first world problem. First world problem. She hates being fat because of the comments. She's preaching to everybody that you should embrace obesity. But then she's saying she hates being fat. Marissa, and people who think like her, if you hate being fat, do something about it instead of making excuses. do something. And don't base whether or not you'll do something about it on some alleged, and I say alleged with a capital A, alleged evidence or proof that 90% of diets fail. Forget that. Forget that. Now, I'll tell you, 100% of weight loss efforts fail in the people who do it wrong, and 100% of weight loss efforts succeed long term in the people who do it right. So if you don't want to be in that supposedly high percentage of people who fail at a diet, who regain the lost weight, or who never lose more than a few pounds, if you don't want to be in those demographics, then don't do what those people are doing, and instead find out what the successful people are doing. This is simple. It's a simple formula. If you want to be successful, copy the successful people. If you don't want to fail, don't do what the failures are doing. Fat acceptance is a cult of quitters. They've given up. There is nothing inspirational about being a quitter. Quitters should not be role models. Fat acceptance people, they've given up. Marissa Matthews is very mentally weak. It's really pathetic that so many women see her as a leader, as a role model. I'm telling you, this country is going to hell in a handbasket. Is that how the saying goes? Get out of the fat acceptance cult and take the power back. Take charge of your health. Don't let some quitter lead you. Don't follow the lead of a quitter. Well, that's my message for today. Have a wonderful day.